How do you feel about concussions? Like the NFL, I know you don't watch football, but it's a big deal right now in regards to a lot of players are getting severe concussions to the point where, you know, they're not able to walk. They got to get helped off the field. You know, there's a quarterback in Miami that, you know, there's a big investigation going on right now in regards to how the team handled it, NFL protocol. So what are your thoughts about, like, concussions in regards to sports? Like, we can just kind of broaden it and see how that impact, like, what you would like to see in regards to sports, how they handle their concussion issues.
Well, I mean, for me, first of all, like, you know, growing up, my parents always told me that, you know, I've always, you know, there's like, yo, football is dangerous, concussions, da. So I've always stayed away from that. I'm just like, I don't even play the sport. I might play catch a little bit, that's it. But I remember even in high school, when I first started high school, they sent the letter home saying, "Oh, we got football tryouts coming up soon." I was like, lift it up. Like, no, like, I'm not.
Don't even try it.
Because of concussions and the injuries, I was just like, nah. Like, I played ball. I mean, we injured playing basketball too, but
you ever had a concussion playing ball?
Nah,
never.
I'm fortunately, I never got no bad, no like real bad injuries. I had like ankle twist, foot, you know, swollen, whatever, like stuff like that. You said I got dunked on?
Oh, knock on wood.
Well, you ever had a concussion?
I think I might have had one.
Yeah,
but it was like never like deemed a concussion. It's one of those like,
shake it off type of shit.
Yeah,
like they give you the smelling salt and tell you to get the fuck out of there.
But so I always felt like, you know, concussions with football, so I stayed away. So as far as like now it's getting worse, I just, you know, I don't know. I can't even. I'm not even sure how they allowed to play the sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even my son wants to play football, and I'm like, all right, cool. If you play football, flag football. Or, you know what I'm saying? We're not doing no crazy contact because I don't need no kind of, you growing up and having to deal with possible concussion. It's like, I feel like it's dangerous.
I mean, I agree. I mean, the thing is with this sport is that it doesn't matter what they do. Doesn't matter what type of new age helmets they put in, what scientific breakthroughs they find. It's still somebody running at you at full speed, while you're not running at them in full speed and you're absorbing that contact. You can't stop that.
It's still a possibility.
Yeah, like you're never gonna be able to eliminate concussions out of football. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where it's like, what's the line? Right? Like, what's the line? Like, people, even still, like, even back in the day, you know, shake it off, right? Get back out there and do what you got to do. But we're still seeing that to a degree now, where it's like, okay, going to the blue tent, you're going to go do a couple of tests, right? And then they'll pass you, clear you to get back into the game, or they'll rule you out. But you're right back out there the following week most times. Most times. You're right back out there in the next game. Like, you know, I talked about the Tua situation. Like, he got his bell rung on a Sunday, right? They had a short week and played on a Thursday, and he was out there and got hit again. And got hit even worse the next time.
You know it's bad when, like, your hands
like his hands like froze up,
stuck.
Oh nah.
You know what I'm saying, on the floor.
It hit a nerve somewhere.
Yeah, so it's like
you're tapped. Like,
so for that, it's like they're never gonna be able to find anything to deal with that unless you're gonna, like, put them in bubble wrap, and even then it still ain't gonna fucking matter.
Still, yeah.
So it's like, but it just goes to show you in regards to football, it now being our national pastime, right? That nobody gives a fuck. They don't care about players getting hurt. As long as they can get their football, they don't care.
Right.
The NFL feels that way. The doctors feel that way. The owners feel that way. Even the players feel that way, because even though they might get concussed and knocked the fuck out, they'll be fine and they'll still tell you, I'm ready to go back out there. Right. So at what point is this whole protocol thing bullshit?
I mean, you know, it's tough too, because, you know, these athletes are professional. They're top of the top, you know, top of the top,
game,
and they getting top of the top pay. So you know, concussion, we all know is something that's very, you know, severe, but you know, they're still, it's like, I feel like in their mind, they probably think, okay, if I sit out or I get put out for the concussion, I'm losing the bag. Now, I got family, I got houses to pay for, cars and this and that, you know, so it's like, I'm back in the game.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And a lot of football players, I don't know, like, not many people know how they get paid. They get paid every week.
Facts.
Really?
They get paid on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It's on Tuesday.
They get paid on Tuesdays.
Oh, wow.
So they'll really get that, like, they got it. If they don't play, they don't really get paid most times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on what their contracts are.
And the way it's structured is that, you know, if you out for a certain amount of time, like obviously you get your guaranteed money, but teams can be able to just cut you.
Yep, and
you know
bonuses. They get bonuses too.
Because, like,
they get,
you know,
they get a certain amount of money.
Because, like, with football, G, it's not like basketball, right? Where a dude signs for $85 million. All of that $85 million is guaranteed, no matter if he plays or not.
Right.
With football,
baseball too.
Baseball too, exactly. Like with football, they'll get a contract of $80 million, but they're fighting for the guaranteed money. So whether I play or not, get hurt or whatever, I'm guaranteed this amount. So they might sign an $80 million contract and fight for $35 million guaranteed. So that $35 million is in the bag. That 80, that the remaining,
the rest
you know,
of that, you gotta
$45 million.
So they force.
No matter what, you gotta
to
play.
Yeah. So, like, you know, you have some instances where guys are getting a little closer to, like, getting guaranteed contracts. You know, you got Watson out there. You got a couple of dudes that's making close to guaranteed figures. But at the end of the day, football players, you can't guarantee the contract in football because of the violent nature of the sport. 100%. So it's like, for me, this whole concussion thing, man, it's unfortunate, but there is no end to it. There is no method or there is no breakthrough that's going to prevent it.
No, it's nothing.
It's the barbaric nature of the game, though. Like, how many people say nowadays, like, oh, you know, watch games with, like, OGs and stuff like that, and they're like, game is soft now. Like, everybody's, I mean, nobody's hitting each other because there's so many rules in play.
Like,
dudes
used to clothesline motherfuckers back then. Like, you know what I mean?
Like in the 70s, like, these guys weren't getting $1 million contracts.
No, they were thousandaires.
Yeah, they were like $30 in a free ride home.
had to go play the Colts and then go work at Denny's on a Tuesday. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's crazy.
It's crazy, but it's just,
I didn't know that at all. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they forcing. I mean, I feel like the only way it might shift, maybe a pinch, if people in higher positions, like we spoke about Kanye earlier, people like that who are like, you know, speak up, like, yo, no more football, or like, you know, don't go to the game this day, or, you know, someone like pulls like a 50. What's 50, right? When he bought the tickets for 𝐥𝐤𝐤 show, and then go like somebody do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a Giants game or whatever, and like someone buys the whole like left side of the stadium and leaves it empty. Like big statements like that will probably maybe shift to the pitch.
You'll never see that. You know why? Because we live in a country where people like what they like, right? And the thing is, no matter if you have a segment of the population that feels a certain way, the majority wins, right? So with the NFL, that's what it is. The majority wins. Like, we've seen the whole Colin Kaepernick situation, right? They were outraged because this person decided to ruin their football. It had nothing to do with what his stance was, what his message was. They couldn't care less what his message was. The message was, okay, cool, you're doing this, but you're fucking up my football. It's the same thing with these concussions. Okay, cool. Y'all want to go through these protocols and you want to go through and take all of these drastic measures. As long as it doesn't fuck up my football, I'm okay. But once it starts to screw up how I watch my football and how football is being delivered to me on the TV, then we have a problem. So at the end of the day, they don't care about the actual player. It's about the product.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with boxing too.
Yeah,
boxing, you know, dangerous sport. They want to see the people fight in the ring.
There was a guy recently that you know, he had a tough fight and was rushed to the hospital and died a few days later. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't hear about it, right? It was a footnote in the news for a little bit and gone. Because at the end of the day, that's the sport, right?
Look at Apollo Creed, bro. I mean, that's
You gonna bring up fucking Apollo Creed? I ain't gonna lie to you though. That scene was
Apollo Creed got his shit rocked.
Yo, listen. When Apollo got hit by Ivan Drago, remember when he was on the floor? He was jumping. He was like, "Oh, Apollo Creed is down." As a kid, I was like, "No."
Shit was graphic. That was like Bambi. Like that's one of the most graphic.
It was wicked,
in
man.
The movie, bro.
Yeah, it was bad.
And Bambi was top 1, but that shit right there.
I ain't gonna lie, so I'm putting Apollo Creed over Bambi. I'm definitely putting Apollo Creed over Bambi.
I knew Apollo Creed more than I knew Bambi.
I had zero emotion when I saw Bambi's mother die. I had zero emotion. I was just like, Bambi good? Baby's all right?
Bambi,
right? When Mufasa died, I had an issue.
That's what I'm saying?
I had an issue.
Oh, no, that was
like, you know what I mean?
It's the same energy.
Yeah. Like Scar, I don't fuck with Scar.
It's dirty.
I don't fuck with Scar.
Dirty work,
man. He's dirty business. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way it is, man. It's concussions, deaths in the ring, they're all footnotes.
And then you look at like players that like after football. So it's not now. You know what I mean? They may get up and
it's the after
crazy.
effects.
Smell salt and get back out there and win and cool.
Right.
But it's when the game dies down.
Right.
And then you're after and you're home and
it's your family.
And
they're seeing the changes in you.
It starts hitting. You know what I'm saying?
You acting like Kanye.
Not even. Let's not even say Kanye. Let's say Antonio Brown.
You're acting like, all right. I mean,
let's go there.
We can segue into that, right?
Right.
This man is in Dubai pulling his meat out. Like, what are we doing? You hear about this?
I didn't see this one. I didn't hear about this one.
Yo, this is crazy.
I'm glad I didn't because I don't want to see anybody's meat hanging out.
Antonio Brown was in Dubai for he was in a pool on vacation, and this was months ago. This wasn't recent, but they got pictures of him nude in the pool.
Okay,
with there's women in there, and he got his butt in the. He got his butt in one girl's face. Yo, he's nuts.
But
I ain't gonna lie. You gonna call Art? You gonna call Art on this one too?
I'm about to talk about his music.
Oh my God. You see what I'm saying?
Yo,
it's marketing. He gonna say it's marketing.
Yo, his album is clicking right now. He got one of the dopest dances.
I can't with you. Gonna get me canceled.
You seen the shit? I'm sorry. You DJ, right? You do the era.
Yeah, he does the era.
So you co-sign this guy down.
I co-signed his dance, bro. Let me
see this. Let me see
Put
this
that.
thing, man.
How the dance go?
Yeah, it's hard, yeah. So he got it. He already won. See, he won.
Antonio Brown dance?
Yeah.
That shit lit. It's up. He been doing this
the
shit
song
for
is put that shit on.
Put that shit on. That gotta be kidding me.
Put it in your Serato, bro.
Put it in my Serato.
but I mean, he's probably a candidate in regards to the concussion thing, but maybe he's just a bad dude. We don't know.
True.
But I mean, like, we can talk about like Aaron Hernandez, right? People don't like to talk about Aaron Hernandez.
His story is
critical. His story is crazy in regards to, him really catching, taking a lot of damage early on in his football career, and then
them giving him the salt,
them giving him all of that, just kind of shaking it off. And they said that he had the brain of like a 60-year-old at like in his mid-20s.
From all the hits he used to take.
From all the hits he was taking.
Got you.
So imagine every time your brain shakes around, you losing something. Like you're losing a portion of like what's supposed to be there.
Right.
If you get hit too many times, the fluid actually starts leaking out.
Right. Bleeding
through people's nose.
Yep.
Like it starts just draining and draining and draining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's happened to Ali too, right? From all the boxing. That's why he was kind of
potentially.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility of why Ali ended up getting Parkinson's because he stayed too long fighting. Same thing you heard with not even he doesn't have Parkinson's, but Evander Holyfield. If you hear him speak, speaks very slowly, slurs his words. Riddick Bowe, the same thing. Like, it's a big issue that I don't really think that there's much anybody can do unless you're gonna stop the sport, ban the sport, which they're not gonna do because
that's not gonna happen.
The NFL makes $1 trillion a year, boxing makes billions of dollars a year. Nobody cares, and that's the sad
sport,
part.
though. Like those guys love the sport.
They love the sport. Yeah, I mean, like
you doing podcasting now. You know what I'm saying? You're doing podcasting now. Like, how much do you love doing podcasting? Would you keep doing podcasting if after a year of this, you get a concussion for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to keep
like
doing the podcast?
I knock my head on the desk.
Yeah, like just going crazy. Bam,
or Claude beats me up in the studio. Right. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go back the next week and still do my podcast.
Smelling salt.
Yeah, give me that smelling salt.
Well,
Nicola knock me out or kick me in the face, do something, wake me up. I'll be ready to roll. Like it's passion. It's like whatever your purpose is in life, right? Like these guys are football players. They look at themselves as warriors, as football players. They would probably play it for free because they love it that much, right? So who are we to tell them when is it enough for them to stop playing? You know what I'm saying? They've enjoyed a very like fruitful life, luxurious life. They'll be able to provide for their families, generations of their family in regards to wealth. I mean, it's not up to me to say, hey, ban the sport. This is bullshit. Like I can't look at it like that. I can't.
Well, lucky concussions, guys. You know, you guys keep playing and going crazy. I watch when I can.
Listen, man, concussions are a part of the game. It's unfortunate. I think they can just be able to stay on top of it. I think what they can do is to kind of maybe help it a bit is if a guy is ruled with a concussion in the game, the mandatory rule is that he got to sit out at least 2 weeks, right?
That's a lot.
It is, but
for the money, that's a lot.
I get it.
Tuesday is when we look at two.
Tuesday light.
I get it, but it's
no
like
Vuitton this Tuesday, baby. You can't.
Yeah, you're right.
The thing is too, like think how much money you lose, how much branding you lose if your top guy has a concussion.
It's tough.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm out for 2 weeks. Like, in football, every week is the Super Bowl.
Right.
If you lose,
every week matters.
If I played you last week and whatever, like, and I lost to you, and I know I'm gonna be out. I got the concussion here, but I gotta play him, and I gotta play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much time away from a small duration. You know what I mean?
Now I know I know you're saying that they concussion rate is going up now, and the older players are saying like the newer generation now is soft and stuff like that. Could they possibly tweak some of the rules, like the officials, to try to avoid the extra hitting and like could they possibly like give certain like put more calls into play or something like that to try to?
They've tried. They've actually like told players that they got to tackle differently. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't lead with your helmet anymore.
Right.
You got to hit guys in the chest with your helmet. You can't like before it was helmet to helmet. You know what I'm saying? Guys would just kind of dart off and just, you know what I'm saying? Like use them, like kind of be scud missiles and just, you know what I mean? But like now you can't really do that anymore. So they're trying to make a violent sport as safe as possible, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But it's still what it is.
It's still football.
Like the underlining thing is it's football. Dudes are running into you and they're hitting you every fucking play. Yeah. Like unless you take that out, it's no longer gonna be football, right? So it's gonna be flag football.